Hey book nerds, this is my November wrap up and I read about 14 books this month, so not as high as last month's, but still pretty high. So let's just get started. I read Darker Still by Leanna, Renee, Hieber. I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, this was the first book in the trilogy, I believe, of A Magic Most Foul. I thought it was really interesting. I thought the characters were really good and the storyline was really good, and it also creeped me out a bit. The next book I read was Renegade by J.A. Souders. World building in this one was incredible, but I couldn't really relate to the characters. I didn't really like them as characters, so I only gave it a 2 out of 5. That cover, though, is really gorgeous. The next book is Chasers by James Phelan. This book was fairly interesting. I just thought it could have had more action. I thought it could have had more adventure as well, like the journey and all that, and there wasn't a lot of questions answered, so I believe I gave it a 3 out of 5. Undeadly by Michele, Vail. I read this for a blog tour, but I didn't enjoy it as much, so I didn't review it yet. I believe I gave it a 2 out of 5, and just like Renegade, I didn't really like the characters as well, so that probably made the score lower. The mythology in this one is Egyptian mythology, and I thought that was done really well. Entangled by Nikki Jefford. Sorry, I can't read that. This book was actually really interesting. I thought it was pretty good, and I can't actually wait to read the next one. So yeah, this one's an indie read, so you'll have to find this on Kindle or on Script, I believe that's what it's called. The next book I read for review was The Pineville Heist by Lee Chambers. The author actually contacted me about this one, and it's actually being turned into a movie, and that was probably the big drive for me to read it. I thought it was really good too. And I think that's the last of my ebooks. As for physical books, I read The Evolution of Dyer by Michele Hodkin. This one was, I just like blew past them. Like the entire story was just engaging, and I thought it was incredibly done well. There's more of Noah in this one, so if you guys are all Noah fans, you should read this one. I really, really enjoyed that ending, and it basically killed me, so yeah, highly recommended. The next book I read was Through Indigo's Eyes by Tara Taylor and Lorna, Schultz, Nicholson. This one was an interesting read. It's set in Ottawa, so I thought that was really cute because, you know, I've only been there once, but the setting was done really well, and obviously they're Canadian. I thought it could have been opened up more, like the storyline could have developed more, but the characters were pretty on point, so I thought it was written pretty well. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5. The next book I read was The Bloodkeeper by Tessa, Gratton. I really, really enjoyed blood magic, and I was really excited for this one, but for some reason this one fell short. I thought the pacing was too slow. There wasn't as much plot development. Like I didn't really understand the plot as well as I did in the first one, but the characters were there and the magic was there, and the gruesome nature of the way they do magic is in there, so it was still good, but it also had its bad points. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. You guys should read that one too. I also read Trapped by Michael Northrop. This one was for a blog tour invited by Evie from Bookish. Thanks, Evie. This was about a boy stuck in school in a blizzard. I thought the character was a little, I want to say, you know, teenage boy mind. So basically it didn't mesh well with me. But the plot was them basically stuck at their school, and what do you do when there's like no one around, especially adults? So I thought it could have had more, I guess, drama. It was a little boring to say the least. But if you guys like realistic fiction, you should check this one out as well. And this is the second book of The Magic Most Foul. As you know, I read the first one. This is The Twisted Tragedy of Miss Natalie Stewart by Leanna, Renee, Hieber. This one, I felt it also fell a little short. I thought the debut was a lot stronger than this one, but I still really enjoyed it because the characters are really cute, and I know it's a little cheesy, but the romance was amazing in this one. I also read, for review, Rebel Heart by Moira Young. This is the second Dustlands novel. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to read the first one, so I had to read this one straight out, and I don't think I missed much just because of development was there. Like, I basically knew what happened right away, and since this is a different style of writing, you guys have to get used to the basically all the spelling errors and grammatical errors as well. So if you get past that, the book really opens up and it's really awesome. Next book for review is Wild Girls by Mary Stewart Atwell. This is about a boarding school student in an all-girls school, and she tries to find who the Wild Girls are. Apparently they're this group of girls who have superpowers and like murders people for some reason. I actually thought it would be more about her trying to find who it was, and it really wasn't. So I thought is more about like growing up in a boarding school full of basically rich teenagers. So yeah, I thought it would have been stronger. I also interviewed the author, so the author interview is also on the blog, so check it out if you want. And the last book, which has also become one of my favorites of this year, is Venom by Fiona Paul. I thought this book was written so well. It's incredibly detailed, so if you like books that have a lot of detail about what people are doing, what people are wearing, then this book is for you. It's set in Venice, so that's also a plus. It all has that, you know, masquerade ball feel and mystery, and the mystery wasn't as intriguing, but I thought the two characters had a really intense chemistry, and that's probably why it brought my rating up to 5 out of 5. So yeah. Those are all the books I read for the month of November, and I will see you guys all at the end of the year. Bye, guys.